Hey friends, this is Emma, and to be completely honest, I have no idea what today's video is even really going to be about. It's probably just going to be me chatting and rambling. We just got back from the dentist, and I thought, you know what, I haven't really sat down and done a video in a while, and I just want to talk to y'all, my friends, my YouTube friends. So I've got some iced coffee, and I'm just sitting here ready to chat. I had an idea to do a video for you guys about my top 5 tips on shopping for a van. Would anyone be interested in hearing a video about van shopping and what I found helpful? We were shopping for a van for about 2 months, and excuse me, I'm sick if you can't hear that, but found some really good helpful tips. So if you guys want to hear a video on my van shopping ideas, let me know that in the comments below and I will get that filmed for you guys. So let's talk about waiting for a foster placement, because I know a lot of you are subscribed to my channel because of our foster care journey, and I want to share with you some thoughts about what it's like waiting for a placement. There are a whole lot of thoughts and emotions that go through your mind each and every day, and I thought I would just share some of those with you. So we did receive our license on May 30th. It went through. However, we didn't find out that it went through until, let me finish my sentence and then I'll talk about the journal. I think we found out that our license went through on I guess we found out maybe on June 2nd or 3rd. So we found out a couple days after our license officially went through that it had gone through. So that was really exciting. One thing I've been learning in this process of waiting for a placement is just a lot about patience. Like being a mom in general, if you have any biological kids and you are in the process of becoming a foster parent, you know that being a biological mom teaches you a lot of patience. God really uses your children to teach you patience in so many different ways, not even in trials, but also just in having to teach your kids patience. You sort of need to exemplify it in order for them to see a good example of what a patient person is like. You know, if they want to buy a toy, or they're waiting for something, or they're saving their money for something, or all those different kind of things, you kind of need to talk to them a lot about patience in general. And then of course there are the trying times which do teach you patience as a mom, but I've never experienced anything quite like this process in terms of what it's like to be patient. The closest thing I can compare it to is being 42 weeks pregnant all the time. That's kind of what it feels like. I went overdue with both of our girls. If you've never been overdue, or if you've never been pregnant, I will explain it to you how it feels. Every day just feels like it takes forever, and you're constantly like waiting for your body to give you a sign that children fight. Don't yell, Izzy. Cecily, listen, she's telling you she doesn't like it. Anyway, you're just waiting for your body to give you a sign, and you're just like waiting and waiting and waiting for anything to tell you that this baby is actually going to come out of your body. And that's a little bit how it feels like with waiting for a foster care placement. It's also a lot of weird mixed emotions, because in no way do I wish for a child to be in harm's way or in danger, and I in no way wish for a family to be separated, but essentially that's what I'm waiting for. So that's just a whole lot of emotions to kind of like deal with and figure out, and what does that mean. And so I've kind of been wrestling with that whole thought process, and I wrote something in my journal I'll read to you. This is what I wrote on May 18th. The Spirit led me to the conclusion that this is a broken world. A world where Jesus, the Messiah, the Son of God, was murdered. A broken and fallen place. Cecily, this day, on May 18th, was in our backseat singing, "I am loved, I am loved, I am loved." That was the perfect reminder of why I'm excited for a child to come to our home, because this foster baby needs to know that they are loved too. Our brokenness is a reality, but I know that God can provide a glimpse of himself to this child through our family, and maybe even their parents or their extended family. So I've just been kind of working through that, like how can God best use us to be a blessing? Seriously, I don't know if I'm speaking in a straight line at all, so I'm really just rambling, and I hope this video makes sense. But let's back up and talk about this, because this has been so helpful for me through this waiting process. I decided to keep a journal. I actually did this. I started a journal for each of our biological children when I was pregnant with them, and it's something really special they know that I have and that I write in it. I write their milestones. I write, you know, different quotes that they say and things like that in it. And someday I will give it to them, and it will be just like this precious gift from me to them of just, you know, all these different things that I've captured about my emotions and their life and our life together. And so I really wanted to do the same thing for our foster child. I probably will not give this to the first foster child that we have come and go, but if we do get the opportunity to adopt a child from foster care, this is the book that I will give our adopted child so that they can see how wanted they are and all of the things that God has ordained for them, even before they came to be in our family, or maybe even before they were born. I don't know their story yet. In September of 2016, that's when we requested a packet of information about foster care and really started exploring it. I think we were exploring it even before that, but September was really kind of like the landmark of really wanting to dive more into the process. And so I've just kind of documented from then until now, just, a handful of pages, not a lot, but just any time that I feel like God is really teaching me something, or I have just a lot of thoughts swirling around, I've been writing them in this journal. And I just found it so helpful to have kind of an outlet and a place to share these thoughts and these feelings in this journal, and have like a constructive outlet, if that makes sense. I keep finding myself wanting to put our life on hold in different areas, and my husband keeps encouraging me, like, don't do that. You just have to live your day. He's like, you can't just sit around waiting for a call. You can't just sit around waiting for a placement. And he's so right. I can't do that. I can't. I'll drive myself nuts, and I already have a little bit driven myself nuts doing that. So I'm doing my best to try to just live each day, make plans as usual. If we decide to go out of town, we'll go out of town. I have Norwex National Conference coming up, and I've been back and forth on whether or not I should even go, because what if we get a placement? And Jason's like, you can't do that. Like, if we get a placement, I will be here with the child. I will take care of them, and you will go. Or if it's an infant, you can bring them with you, We'll have to get prior approval for them to travel out of state, but it's not a big deal. All the things. Yes, foster care is changing our life, but on the other hand, like, I can't let it dictate my day-to-day and my everyday, at least right now, not before we have a placement. So just trying to keep that perspective as well, that it's okay to make plans and live our life, as best we can. We don't know if we'll have to change. We'll just have to be flexible, but we have to continue to live our life. We did start a small group through our church for foster and adoptive moms, and that has been such a blessing to me. Oh my word, I cannot tell you how much that's been a blessing. So if you are in an area where something like that doesn't exist, I highly encourage you to start it. Get that going in your area, because it's just such a blessing. We've met kind of twice so far, where our next meeting is tomorrow actually, and I just love having this group to get together with. There's a huge variety in terms of stage of foster care that we are in. Some people have closed their foster license because they've finalized adoptions. Some are still in foster care but heading towards adoption. Some are just fostering. There's 2 women that are still waiting for their license. There's one family that is toying with the idea of foster care and hasn't even started the process yet. And then there's us, we're licensed but with no placements yet. And then there is a couple of just adopted families. So it's just been really, really cool to see God handpick this group of women and bring us together, all with these common hearts for caring for God's children, wanting to love on kids and make sure that kids are treated well, and just doing our best to be an example of Christ's love. School's out for the summer, so we're just kind of hanging, the kids and I, the girls and I. It's really weird. I'm not doing a ton of work with my Norwex business, and so I feel like I just have so much time on my hands, and so much so to the point that I'm actually thinking I need to like pick up the pace with my Norwex business a little bit, because I had kind of set it on the back burner with all of the process of getting licensed and, thinking that we'd have a placement right away and all of that. And now I'm like, okay, well, we don't. So I guess I have time to work a little bit more. But it's also been really, really nice to, for the first time since I quit my job and have been a stay-at-home mom, to actually truly and genuinely feel like a stay-at-home mom, not a work-from-home mom. So that's been such a blessing, just to be with the girls all the time and be available all the time and not have to feel like anything's hanging over my head that I have to sit down on the computer and get done. I can just be with him, and if we want to go to the park, we go to the park, and if we want to go to the mall, we go to the mall, and if I need to do dishes, I do dishes. And there's not that constant battle of feeling torn between working and being a mom. It's just, I'm just a mom, and that's my first priority right now, and it's just amazing. I've been spray painting a ton of things around our house. I spray painted a bunch of picture frames, and I spray painted like a little step stool that we had, and I've just been kind of like checking projects off the list, so that's also felt really nice. Now that I've shared all that we've kind of been up to, what have you guys been up to? Tell me how things are going for you. I know some of you are foster moms, so give me an update. Let me know how it's going. I love watching your videos on your channel. For those of you who aren't foster parents, if you have any questions for me, please let me know. I'd love to do like a video on frequently asked questions or something like that. Anything I'm not sharing that you want to know information about, let me know that. I'm happy to record a video and let you know that stuff. Let me know if you want to see that video on my 5 tips for shopping for a minivan, and if you want to hear about what van we ended up with, what were the contenders, all that stuff, let me know. I really appreciate all of you guys. I'm so thankful for this channel to have like an outlet to share our journey on. If you're not already subscribed, go ahead and hit the subscribe button so you can stay updated on our journey. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and remember to go make a difference. I will see you guys in my next video.